Hello everyone and welcome back to Patty's Hobby World. I'm hoping that's enough light. I've got everything on, so let me see if I can move this forward. So these are the four books I was telling you about. I was watching a YouTube channel and they were talking about these books. So me and my curiosity, I went ahead and got them. So this one is Common Law Handbook for Jurors, Sheriffs, Bailiffs, and Justices. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. Psalms 89:14. So, and this talks about common law. And if you know common law, natural law, um, uh, uh, judicial law, all different things. And the big thing that I learned is about natural law. So this is I'll go through each book one by one after I read it. This next one is the UCC connection, how to free yourself from legal tyranny. Happiness is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. And that's what is Proverbs 3:13. So that's interesting. Um, so the UCC, we'll talk about that one. It'll be a quick video. And this one is Meet Your Straw Man. Now, everybody's been hearing about the straw man and how when you are born, you get a birth certificate, and this certificate is put on the stock exchange. I don't know the validity of any of this stuff, but I was curious. So, happiness is the man that findeth wisdom, and that getteth understanding. So, meet your straw man and whatever you want to know. It talks about capital letters, why you get bills in capital letters. You know, why is everything in capital letters? You know, why the government is considered a corporation. The United States of America is considered a corporation, and the President Biden is the president of the corporation. The Congress is the board of directors. The Senate is the major stockholders. So when you learn about it, like I said, this is all entertainment. You'd have to get into the books deeper. And from what I understand, these books are like this thick and this wide, and they're like thousands of dollars. But I was just curious. And then this one is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Lawyer's Reference Guide. No, it isn't, because it's just a little 2-bit thing, but it just gives you some information about if you're going into collections and if you have a debt and you want to challenge the debt. So we'll go through these as well, okay? So we'll go 1, 2, 3. It'll be 4 videos. It'll be back to back to back, real quick. And but I gotta read them first, so I highlight some of them. All right. So let's do the lawyer's reference guide for the Fair Debt Collections Act. So I'll read that one today. Okay. All right, and we'll see what we learn from these books. So let's see. Let me see. This is we still got a little bit more time. Common Law Handbook for Jurors. Okay. William Penn. Men must be governed by God, or they will be ruled by tyrants. The great thinkers of the 1800s, 17th century. So we'll go through a little bit of this stuff. Grand jurors, trial jurors. Let's see. And then they always give a scripture, which I thought was interesting. Okay, deprivation of rights under the color of law. What the hell is that? So we'll just read a couple of these things. You know what I mean? And the UCC connection. And that is the Uniform Code. I got to find out what it means. Uniform Code something. And how to free yourself from legal tyranny. Talks about the average person, introduction. So I looked at this a little bit last night. Public law versus public policy. That was interesting when I read. Talks about Section 6, America is bankrupt. Cites some previous cases. Here's the common law. So this is the common law. Equity law. So it just does a couple things. So I'm going to read them and see what we can learn out of these. And then the straw man. And ask these 3 questions. And that's what got me intrigued when the lady was like, let's have a little quiz. uh, who meets there? I'm assuming the White House. What do they do there, and do they help you in any way? If you answer members of the government, they represent all the people living in the country. Yes, they create laws to protect me and my family. And then it says, then let me congratulate you on getting every one of those answers wrong. So I'm like, okay. So we definitely need to look into this. And it just talks. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to bring it up closer, but we'll just talk about it. And we'll talk about this. How the straw man was created. So what is the straw man? Okay? And then the Fair Debt Collections Act. Little small books. They're not really big. I know I'm going to scroll in. Not that you're going to be able to see it anyway, so. But we'll go through it. I'll try to figure out how to. And then they do the USC codes. United States Code. USC Code 1601. 802 USC Code 1692. Findings and purpose. Then it goes through definitions in terms of what is a bureau, what is communication, what is a consumer, what is a creditor, things like that, which can be interesting. Acquisition and location of information, communication in connection with a debt collection, harassment and abuse, what constitutes harassment and abuse by a creditor, unfair practices, false and misleading representation. So we'll go through that. The validity of the debt, multiple debts, legal action by debt collectors, civil liability. So we'll talk about that as well. Okay? That one, and that one. Okay, so we'll get into all those. We'll see what we learn, because, me, I love to learn. Now, like I said, I'm not no lawyer. I'm not no that person that helps persons. The secretary of the lawyer, I forgot her name, what her title was, but I'm not that. This is just for enjoyment purposes. Do your own research, study. I'm not practicing anything. So there's what they call the disclaimer. You're on your own on all of this. I just thought they were amusing, so I bought them. I think they were $5 each. So they weren't much. And they may be all full of you know what. But who knows? Let's see. Don't buy them unless you feel that you need to, for entertainment. And then go ahead and buy them. And it says, there's a disclaimer in the beginning. One of these. Don't let this book be the sole reason you run into court. You know what I mean? And talk about, I know what I'm talking about, because you don't. So, but it's just, I was just curious. I thought I'd share it with you. Okay. All right, and we'll be right back.